Yo, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. I genuinely do appreciate you as always. If you could not tell from the title of this video, today we're not going to be doing a reaction video. Today's video is a wild thoughts video. We're going to be getting in deep with this subject because it's time. The world is quickly moving towards a new phase of life, and it's really apparent. I know you feel it because I feel it, and a lot of people are noticing signs of the times. All the signs that are pointing towards something approaching, a difference in the times that we're living in now. This is just a precursor to what is to come, and I know you feel it. For today's topic, we're going to be talking about where does God come from? And not only where does God come from, we're going to be talking about how that could potentially tie into some scientific aspects of it, including the Big Bang Theory, amongst other things. We're going to just roll with it and, get there when we get there. So recently, I haven't posted on my channel in a while, as you probably could tell, or you can tell if you're not really paying attention to my video, posting. But I haven't posted a video in a long time. I'm not trying to make no excuses because I've done it before. This is a little personal here, but I do want to mention the fact that my cousin passed. I'm not going to get into too many details, but I do recognize that as being a reason as, why I haven't been even thinking about the channel, because I've been going through some things with that and just trying to, be there for the family as much as I could and process the loss of a loved one. But, yeah. When you lose someone, you usually go through a process of different emotions, and sometimes you have questions, whether internally or when you're looking up to God and asking Him, why did my loved one need to go? And of course, the person you're asking why to is God. And when you're not really focusing too much on the death itself, and you start to wonder about everything as far as the workings of God, God's plan, and the mysterious ways of God, you have a lot of questions. And so I was there with my little brother, and me and him were having a discussion about God. And one of the questions my brother asked me, I'm not sure if the question was rhetorical or not, but I do know that I felt as though I had an answer for him. Usually he's not the kind of person who likes to get into this kind of conversation, but I do notice that he likes to hear me out when I have something to say about this kind of topic. He's not really a religious person, and I respect him for that, because you never want to force your beliefs or your faith or your whatever, what your outlook on life onto somebody else, because everybody has their own experience. He asked me, where does God come from? And, he was talking about how, there's differences with science and differences with people's, Christian, religion in general, that says God was just this being or whatever. And then the scientific part of it, the Big Bang. I took I don't want to say long thought about it, because I kind of feel like it was kind of like obvious. Like I had a quick, answer to the solution to the question. The first thing I thought of was to start at the very beginning, before everything, before time, before space, before matter. The Trinity. Three things that are the foundational building blocks of everything to be the universe. We know time is a main factor, because it basically everything you revolve your everything around is based off time. Time is of the essence. Time is money. Time is this. Time is that. There's a million sayings about time, because it's important. It's one of the building blocks of the universe. Space, which is every perceivable area that there can be anything. To say that, a different way, so that people who aren't really, quick can follow me. When I say that, I mean the area in the observable universe, anything you can see, perceive, that can have things in it. It's just the area that contains everything. Space. And then of course we have the third thing, that is matter, and we all know what matter is. I'm sure if you took a third grade science class, you know what matter is. Matter is this little crystal I have right here. It's this cup I have right here. It's me, it's you, it's everything. Back to the main point. I told him, in the beginning, before there was anything, before there was time, before there was space, and before there was matter, there was God. And of course, he had to cut me off, because he was like, my question is, who created God? And I had to, let him know to just listen and feel what I'm trying to say. If you have the person or the essence or the being, I like to use the word essence because essence doesn't have a gender. Like Riz is essence. You don't give Riz a gender. Anybody can have Riz. It's an essence, so there's no gender. So what I like to say was, before there's time, space, and matter, there was God. And he was in a void. And when you know what the word void is, it is the absence of everything. If you can imagine, like, close your eyes, close your ears, or plug your ears, and that silence, that darkness, that loneliness, he was there in that void. God, the essence of love was there, was present before anything, before anything, even a thought. You have this presence in a void that is love, yet you are alone. And what do you do with that love? There's no possibility for you to share the love with somebody else. There's no possibility for you to experience love from somebody else. There's no possibility for you to experience the beauty of love through your creation. Or is there? With those three questions alone, there is a thought. So not only now is there a presence in the void, but there's a thought. We all know thoughts are power. What do you hear Improve Your Life gurus talking about all the time? Manifestation, your thoughts are power, whatever you think is your reality, all that stuff, right? And that's not just talk, because when you have the presence of love and then you have a thought, the thought to experience love, the thought to share love, and the thought to receive love, now you have a motive. Now you have an engine in the idea. This is deep. And I know it's a little bit hard to follow along, but just hear me out. I hope I'm wording this in a way where you can understand it. And I know I'm always talking about love or this and that, but I feel like love is truly the essence that is the core of everything that I ever known. I've never not known love, from my family, from strangers, from friends, from the ability to take a sip of water. That's love. So back to what I was saying. Now, when you have this thought and you have this presence of love in a void, how can one manifest these thoughts into reality? Well, the first thing you do is you create everything. At that moment, three things are created at once: time, space, and matter. The Trinity. You have that essence of love, and then you have that thought, and then you put that thought into action, and that is when everything is created. These are all the steps that are listed to creation. So let's just go back to the scientific perspective of it. The difference between science and spirituality is that science is logically able to be witnessed or experienced by this vessel. But the things that can't be perceived with that is what you call spirituality. Things you sense, things you just know, like your intuition. You know. If you know, you know. A scientist would call that moment in time when you put your thoughts into actions as the Big Bang, because that was the initial start of everything. That was the Big Bang. So with that being said, you have the catalyst for everything to be created, the longing to experience love. So what do? You expand into everything there is. You expand. So when someone who's spiritual says that the essence of God is within everything, quite literally they mean that. Because God created that tree for you to marvel at and say, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That feeling you have is you experiencing life from this perspective. There's beauty in everything. All of creation is beautiful. Everything. So in short, to answer the question, where did God come from? I know the answer is a little bit long-winded, but I mean, when you really think about it, God came from himself. Yeah, everything was created in the moment. That feeling turned into a thought that he put into action. Another Trinity. When I keep saying the Trinity, I feel like the Trinity is a super duper important aspect of creation, because you have to have three for creation. You have to have three things, a Trinity for creation. And I feel like I'm gonna make a video on that as well, because it is such a important thing to talk about and to know if you ever wonder about that. But yeah, I definitely had a discussion with him, and he even recorded the audio of it. I'm definitely going to add clips of the audio of me and his discussion if I have missed a part in this video explanation. But you know, of course, well, you don't know, but whenever we record content for my channel, somehow, some way, it either gets deleted or it gets lost or something gets damaged. But as I said before, if it's possible, I will definitely include some audio from the original discussion me and him had that day, because it got pretty deep, and I love that he was there to ask questions. And he even asked me the question, how do you know this? And the real answer is, this body wasn't there to witness, but what I was and what I am is a part of the being who created everything. I am the essence of, I have that essence within me. So how do I know? You know. If you know, you know. It's something you feel. It's something that you know you've experienced some way or another. This is why when people ask me, are you religious? Are you a Christian? Are you this? Are you that? And I always tell them no. I don't want to be recruited to any religion. I don't want to try to convince you to believe in the things that I believe, but I do want to spread my knowledge and my awareness and just put it out there so that somebody can get a sense of closure within themselves over any questions that they may have about the state of the universe or their reality. I just want to be a voice that can help people understand life better. I don't want to try to convince anybody. I want you to have the free will to click on this video like you did. I want you to have the free will to take bits and pieces of what I'm saying and add it to your reality, or completely ignore it. It's completely up to you, and I never want to try to convince my viewers or anybody who I experience in life to believe the things that I believe at all, ever. But if I can, then I will be the voice who has answers for people. And when it's something that you didn't witness, but you just know, there's a reason for that. I know we got a little bit deep there, but I mean, that was the prelude of the video. I definitely told you that was gonna get deep. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion, honestly. When people ask, where does God come from? Hopefully you can share this video with them. If you have, somebody who you think that this would be a good answer for, to fill their hunger for knowledge, send them this video, share it, and hopefully it does them justice and they get a sense of closure from it. I hope that the message sticks with you, and I hope that you have a little better understanding of the fact that you are important. You are a product of God's creation. You are created directly by God. You're beautiful. However you are, whoever you are, you have the power to spread love. All of your actions are the essence of love itself, God, experiencing itself at different points in time, gaining experience through countless different viewpoints. I know that's deep. I know that's probably a little bit hard to wrap your head around. If this is your first time hearing something like this, try to have an open heart about this and really maybe watch this video a couple times. Maybe you might not understand it the first time, but I hope you do. But if you don't, try to watch it again and try to understand my viewpoint and see how religion, spirituality, and science is all a part of the same thing. My brother even told me, he said that he has never heard somebody tie in religion or spirituality into science. And I'm not trying to say that I'm the first person who has ever done it. I'm sure I'm not, because I'm only one part of a whole. I know somebody else has had the same feelings, the same thoughts, and has created content out there that has told of the story of the creation of everything all at once from God, and related that to science, and related that to religion, and related that to spirituality. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to my Wild Thoughts video. I genuinely do appreciate you so much for coming to join me today. If you haven't already, go and check out my last video, which is probably a reaction video to the anime I'm watching on my channel called Dororo. If you're new to my channel, go check it out. You might enjoy it. If not, I respect that. If you aren't into that kind of thing, you should definitely go and check out one of my last Wild Thoughts videos. I talk about dreams. I talk about love again. I talk about, submarines. I talk about everything. There's definitely much more to come. We are going to be going deep into more topics like this and others on my channel, so feel free to subscribe and join the family. really hope you have a good night, a good day, and a good year. Happy New Year again. And yes, I love you. I love you, viewer, whoever you are. I love you so much. And I love that you're here supporting me with just even this view. Even if you have a negative comment or a positive comment, whether this resonates with you or not, type something down below. Leave a comment down below. I would love to know what everybody thinks about what I'm saying today. And if you can, please share this video with your loved ones and family, friends, strangers, cats, dogs. Share it with everybody because I would love to know what they think as well. Adios, friends. Until next time.